What's up guys, welcome back to another Genshin Impact video. Today we're going to be taking a look at team building. Now team building is something that isn't touted around quite often. Usually it's use what you have, but there is such a thing as somewhat optimal teams or teams that can benefit you greatly, or suboptimal teams. There are such things that are around. Well, we're going to dive into Razor in particular today. A lot of the people in my Discord do play Razor, and for those who out there are Razor fans, he does have many lines of play so that you can use him towards building a better team. But first, we're going to take some quick notes on Razor, and then we're going to get into his team building. But before we go ahead and do, if you're new to the channel, consider subscribing. We're almost 300, but on top of that, if you would like information on Dokkan and Genshin, because I love team building and I can help you guys out, do hit that red button. Hit the like button if you guys enjoy the videos, in fact, and notification bell so you guys know exactly when my videos are coming out for you. On another note, there is a Discord link down below where you guys can click. You guys will have access to some resources. I have some things pinned, so on and so forth, some maps, some farming maps that you guys can go through, and I also have some team building recommendations for you guys, and even potentially 1v1s in voice chat so that you guys can pick out the team that's right for you according to your box. So without further ado, let's get right into the video. So, we're here logging into Genshin. I'm going to show you via game instead of just open up a bunch of tabs like I normally do with a set of characters. I don't have every other character. I will say that Bennett by far is one of the best supports in the game, period. And sadly I don't have him, but he works very well with Razor. One, he's Pyro Element, and two, he buffs Razor's overall damage output. Oh god, there's a Pyro vine here. I gotta get out. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and go into the character menu. So right now I'm using Diluc, but for the most part Razor is my main. Forgive the things, I swapped all his artifacts with my Diluc, but for the most part Razor is going to be quite exceptional. He has roughly 2700 attack with all his gladiator pieces equipped. And he sits very, very strong. He has fizz damage stuff equipped. And what Razor is all about is staying on the field and recycling Lightning Fang and his regular attacks, and using Claw of Thunder to refund a lot of the energy that he uses for Lightning Fang, which is a big deal. He's a very good character for staying out. He is selfish in that fact. And when you're building teams for Razor, you kind of want 3 cheerleaders more than you want a supportive DPS. So let's go ahead and talk about some of his better partners that I have acquired myself. So first off, one of the newer characters, Xin Lang. Xin Lang's shield actually benefits Razor quite a bit, mainly because once you hit Rave 3, which is easier to obtain once you hit this one right here, Sweeping Fervor, makes it so that if you hit 2 enemies, you would go ahead and end up in the Rave status for the final level of Sweeping Fervor, and it buffs, gives you intermittent pyro damage, so damage over time. Pyro damage, it explodes in a small AoE that hits everything. She is a good recommended for him because this allows him to overload a lot easier, especially when he has his wolf around. She's a much better shield hero for Razor than Beidou is. Beidou just gives him the element he already has, where this one imbues him with some pyro damage, allowing him to hit some overloads on his own without having other characters to come out and cast things for him. So this is one good suggestion I have for you. We're gonna go into a full team build in a second using the character party change. Another interesting character for him to use would be Dionna. Dionna creates ice. Ice creates superconduct. My Dionna has a few talents in her. I believe the first 2 constellations she has unlocked. But she is a healer mixed with a debuff buffer type of thing. She hits dot damage, cryo damage on the opponents, while also healing the user and also giving a shield. So she's a really good support if you don't happen to have Kiki, which is the better unit to use over Dionna, especially if you have more constellations on Dionna. I mean on Kiki. But for the most part, Dionna is a great tool. So if you guys picked up either Xin Lang or Dionna on the previous banners, great units to mix with Razor. The next one would be Barbara. She's hands down one of the best healers in the game. She is a dedicated healer. She can do damage. She does have funky builds in which she can do stuff. But for the most part, this character is pretty strong when it comes to healing and all those other things. So next in line, we have Zhang Li and Venti. We're going to talk about Venti first. Venti is a great crowd control tool for Razor, and the reason why is the wolf can actually hit, if you guys didn't know, the lightning fang actually increases Razor's hitbox of the sword he's wielding and the wolf, so you're also actually able to do damage. This is why Venti is actually surprisingly works well. His elemental burst, at least, works very well with Razor, allowing him to do tons of damage, electric damage, swirling, and a whole bunch of other things. Especially if you superconduct some enemies prior to, it's gonna be really powerful. And then we have Zhang Li. Zhang Li is in a mixed bag situation. A lot of people like him, a lot of people don't. A lot more don't like him than they do like him. He has been nerfed. I wouldn't say to obscurity. He is an all-rounder. A lot of people say Jean would be better. I don't think so, because Steel has some exploration factors. There's like a whole bunch of other things you have to go really deep dive into to see if Jean is actually really better than Zhang Li. And I know a lot of people in the comments will say, yeah, she's better than him, but there are some ifs and buts in this case. While Razor is in Lightning Fang, he can get a shield casted to help him. Plant Befall, Petrification also helps Razor a bunch. Switching in and just doing this. There's a lot to it. Now, he's not amazingly powerful as a support, but he will make do. For this game, for the most part, you don't need Diluc level characters to clear all the content. So I'm just going to leave that out there. Moving on, we have Child. Now, Child, I don't really see as a support, so I'm going to skip him over. But he is really good for applying wet status so that you can use electroshock abilities or the cryo with either Dionna or Iki to freeze opponents. On the other hand, he's just another DPS, and I don't think he's going to be that great in a comp with Razor. He will be good for the most part. A lot of these comps will be good without certain characters, but the issue still stands that it's not the most synergistic comp, just hands-on. And then moving on, we have the main hero, not for Geo, but if he was a Nemo, he's pretty much mini Venti. If you don't have Venti yet, he is a good unit to pick up, mainly because if you want to crowd control, drop everything in one space for Razor to attack, he does it. If you want to suck things up and knock them away, and then have Razor swoop in with his lightning fang and just kill everything right then and there, that's also a viable strategy. And Traveler is free to everyone. He's easy to build. Just build him out properly, and you will be just fine, pretty much. So it's all good in that sense. Next, Kiki. She is hands down the best healer in the game, and she's also the best cryo unit to run alongside Razor because of the spinning orb. Her Herald of Frost is good at creating cryo damage so that you could just then superconduct. Really good. And Preserver of Fortune, her final ability, is just really strong, especially when it is tacked on with Razor, who has insane amounts of attack speed. You'll heal right up after this has been applied to the enemy very quickly. And then finally, I'm going to talk about Xin Lang first. She was a great support initially, but after using or messing around with the thought of Xin Lang, I might build her instead. Xin Lang, sadly, her most notable one is the Pyronado, which makes sense, right? It's her ultimate burst. It's really powerful. but Gooba just isn't as strong. Razor's combos can push enemies out of its range, making it harder for Gooba to attack, and Gooba will just sit there shooting flames at the same side, you know, like if you guys know that animation. Yeah, it's pretty much Gooba's animation. So yeah, Xin Lang is not as strong as I used to think back then. I think she's a lot weaker now compared to all the other fire supports. Like Bennett is just the best one overall, and then you have like Xin Lang and all the other fire heroes. Klee is better DPS than her. DeLuca's better DPS than her. She's just very middling. She doesn't have like an outside role. She's like a Zhang Li in a sense, right? She's a Zhang Li in a sense, and a lot of people will say it's okay for a 4-star, but there's a lot of 4-stars that lean in a particular direction, and she could have been similar to like maybe like a pyro official, just not as powerful. So they could have toned her down a little bit, but it is what it is. It happens to be that way. And then the next and final one is Fischl. I'm going to talk about why Fischl is really strong for Razor. One, the electro damage buff is really good for keeping Razor's offense going, and what I mean by offense going is really good for keeping the ability of Razor just always active, always up. The uptime is just huge. And she's a good support. She can drop her Oz and then disappear back into Razor. It doesn't kill Razor's momentum as a character, and it's just wonderful. Yeah, very, very powerful. And then yeah, that's pretty much it. There are many characters that synergize pretty well with him, but yeah, we're gonna go into the party setup. Well, I think I figured a party right now. Go to the map. I'll teleport to Mondstadt real quick. But yeah, for the most part, Razor benefits on being outside the most, and that's why he doesn't really mix with a lot of characters. Now, he is good with Mona, but I don't have Mona. He's good with Bennett. I don't have Bennett. So we're stuck in this scenario. So for the party setup, when you're talking about Razor, there are many ways you can run it. Right now, currently, Razor's, this is the team I'm running. In most cases, I would probably switch her out for Xin Lang, like this. This would be my new team. If you don't have Kiki, Barbara is a good healer to have. And then on top of that, if you don't want Fischl to be around, you can go with a double fire setup, like so that you have that extra bonus attack over here. If you have double high voltage, you have a higher chance of just recharging your special. So keep those things in mind when you're building for Razor. But here is one strong particular team. Right here would be another one, like so, and then another one could be like so. This slot is just anyone can sit here. You can put Barbara in here, you can put Dionna on the slot, so like you have this type of team. You can put Venti in the slot for some Venti help. So go ahead and pause the video whenever you guys see a team that you want to build, so you can keep in mind exactly how you want to build it. And then you know, there's many supports that he can have. You can actually do, if you want to, you can have some form of Geo to keep the shield up right here. If you have Ning Wang and you have a Prototype Malice to heal HP, really powerful. She could be a hybrid healer. She doesn't even have to be a main healer, and you can just use her that way. And then if you want, you can add like whoever here. You can run double Geo so that when Zhang Li applies his sword, you get extra damage by 15%. So you can do something like that. You can add in Xin Lang, and let's pretend Xin Lang is Bennett. You can run it like this so that he gets the buff plus the decrease and all that other stuff. There are many ways to build this team, but these are just a few suggestions that you guys can take and run with. Those teams are great. They'll carry you out throughout the entire game. They're good in Abyss as well. I want to thank you guys for watching. Once again, if you guys enjoyed the video, don't forget to leave a like, and hit bell notification if you guys want to see more videos. And with all that being said, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.